Is there a class going on right now? So guys, can you please tell everyone we are going to use the same URL every Monday. Now this is a recurring meeting. So if you have a WhatsApp group or something like that, please inform everyone. Did you guys get the email for attendance yesterday? Because another form that I sent, it did not seem to have gone through. So just check your mails if you got the email for attendance. Because I'm going to enable attendance now. You didn't get an email for attendance? So I guess there is some problem with Google because yesterday I sent another mail and that mail also did not go through. It shows in my sent mail, but I'm not sure what is happening. Okay, anyhow, I'll just share the link of this form. Mm. Okay, I've sent the link over email again, but this is some problem. I'm not sure what is happening. I'm sending it to you guys. I mean, it shows that it has been sent. Okay, but I'm not sure what's happening.
We have not received, sir.
Yeah, got it. Sorry, what did you say? Mhm. So I've sent the forms link just now to your emails. I hope at least you get the email. Did you guys get the email where I have sent the link for
No,
the
sir.
attendance?
No, sir.
What is happening? Okay, I'll just paste it here. See, it is showing all of it uh, in my sent mail.
I don't know, sir. It's not showing in our mails.
Okay, I've just pasted it in chat. But the problem is, how can we? Because if this is the problem, like I'll just share it with you guys.
Yes, sir, I guess he has been sending to CSAI and CS1 because in the attendance it is showing attendance for CSAI and CS1.
Sorry. This is for. Aha, I just messed up that one. This is IT, right? Sorry. I'll show you.
Yes.
Yeah, just a minute. Uh, guys, please stop responding there. I'll delete these things, and I'm sending you the correct link. Actually, ideally, you guys should have gotten the email itself, but I'm not sure what is the problem. Yesterday also, I created a form. I shared it twice with you guys, but I'm not sure what is happening. Anyhow, I'm sending you the one for your batch. Just a minute. I selected the wrong form. Just a minute. Mm. And by the way, did you guys get the email for it, or just you opened the form after the chat, after getting it at the chat? Because it seems that
Sir, I got the for virtual boxing.
oh, okay. Just a minute. Uh, this one
So
is
you have
the
not enabled it,
I
sir.
yeah, just a minute. I'm enabling. Yeah, it's now enabled. Try again. Yeah, okay. I started getting the attendances, and I will remove these responses. But this is a major issue. I mean, if this is how it will work, I'm not sure what will I do, because I create so many forms. If you guys stop getting the emails, how will we manage? This is going to be a problem. And I think this is there in the year 2021 only, maybe. Before that, we were getting all the emails. Anything that I sent from Google Forms directly, it simply worked. But now there is some problem.
सर आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन
Yeah, go ahead.
सर अगर कोई बच्चा क्लास अटेंड ना करे और वो सिर्फ अटेंडेंस लगा दे सर कोई ऐसा भी तो कर सकता है
देखो, ऐसा है ना कि अटेंडेंस मुझे इसलिए लेनी पड़ रही है क्योंकि ये एक तरह का एकेडमिक रिक्वायरमेंट है, ठीक है ना? आप अगर मुझे धोखा दे रहे हो तो आप अपने को धोखा दे रहे हो, कहने का मतलब ये है, ठीक है? और
यस सर नहीं सर मैं ऐसा नहीं कर रहा एकदम बस दिमाग में आया मैंने कहा
नहीं
आपको
नहीं,
बता दूं
बिल्कुल हो गए। देखो, रिमोट क्लासेस के अपने कुछ लिमिटेशंस हैं, राइट? सच बात तो ये है कि अटेंडेंस भी अगर आपकी जगह कोई और लगा रहा है तो मैं क्या जानूँ? आपने वो मेल उठा के फॉरवर्ड कर दिया, अपना ईमेल का पासवर्ड किसी दोस्त को दे दिया, वो भी तो लॉगिन करके अटेंडेंस लगा सकता है, राइट? तो
यस सर
है ना? तो मैं क्या ही कर सकता हूँ उसमें? आई हैव माय ओन लिमिटेशंस। बट द पॉइंट इज कि यू नो आई एम रियली नॉट अ पर्सन हु वांट्स पीपल टू अटेंड क्लासेस। लेट मी बी वेरी फ्रैंक, है ना? इफ यू हैव अ बेटर थिंग टू डू, गो एंड डू दैट। बिकॉज क्लास में रहोगे भी और पढ़ोगे भी नहीं तो उससे फायदा क्या है? तो क्लास में तभी आओ जब पढ़ने का मन हो। बट माय पॉइंट इज Tejas, the problem is, I'm not sure whether it works or not, but a person who joins uh, the class later will not get the chat on the previous chats. I'm not sure. So that way, even if people join slightly late, they will miss that. So that is why I send everything in advance. But I'm not sure. So let me show you these things, right? I mean. Um, uh, let's show you this.
सर
What
मतलब आप ऐसे भी कर सकते हो ना कि क्लास जब स्टार्ट हो जाए उसके 10 मिनट बाद कर दो अब 10 मिनट से लेट तो कोई मोस्टली
बात वो
बच्चे
नहीं है,
आते ही
देखो,
नहीं
जैसे मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, ये देखो, ये आप लोग को मेरा ये सेंड फोल्डर दिख रहा होगा, राइट? अब देखो, इसमें ये मैंने कल रात को 12:45 पे भेजा हुआ है। ये दोनों मेल गए हुए हैं, लेकिन आप लोग को मिले नहीं है। एक CSAI प्लस को गया है, एक IT प्लस को गया है। पर ये आप लोग को क्यों नहीं मिल रहा है, ये मुझे नहीं पता। उसके पहले देखो, ये एक दूसरा फॉर्म मैंने भेजा था, ये दोनों को भेजा मैंने, है ना? लेकिन ये आप लोग को मिल नहीं रहा है। क्यों नहीं मिल रहा है, आई डोंट नो। समझ रहे हो? तो ये बहुत बड़ा इशू हो जाएगा अगर गूगल फॉर्म से मैं सेंड कर रहा हूँ और आप लोग को मिल नहीं रहा है, तो फिर बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगी, क्योंकि मैं बहुत सारे फॉर्म्स भेजता हूँ. So anyhow, uh, okay. So let us start, guys. I mean, we have already delayed it beyond a lot of time. So yeah, please, I'll just repaste the link for. Mm, This is the link for attendance, guys. So those who have joined late, please mark your attendance because there is some issue with email today. So we are not able to take attendance with the help of that. Uh, but please, mark your attendance. Otherwise, we'll see what we can do. Anyhow, so let's start. So today we are going to discuss lecture 4.1. Okay, so this is while and do while loop. Uh, do we have any volunteers who have not done shepherding before? Only those. And by the way, from this week onwards, because I realized that the breakup of evaluation that I have sent to you guys, that is actually incorrect. Incorrect as in I'll have to grade you differently for your lab as well as for the theory, right? So there are two different grades that you will get. I was not aware of that. In my institute, we just give one grade for a subject. But here it is a different grade for, so you will get a different grade in theory and a different and a separate grade in labs, right? So whatever you are doing in your labs, that is going to be affecting your lab grade, and for the other the overall grade, I will have to use the mid sem, the end sem, and the quizzes. And yeah, by the way, this week onwards we'll also have quizzes, not today, but soon. Maybe on Wednesday we'll have the first quiz. So the course evaluation part I'll have to check like how to change the amount of proportion to the lab that I had given you in the first lecture, the lecture 0, which I actually did not take. I just sent you a presentation. So in that I had given some breakup that how would your evaluation take place, but now I will have to change it. So there will be some marks for class interaction. Okay, so all those people who are going to refuse to become shepherds, you are now losing marks. Just keep this in mind, right? So from this week onwards, um, we are actually going to have this. Uh, so sorry, Vanshdeep. Is Vanshdeep here? Vanshdeep has sent me a mail that probably he doesn't know whether the class is there or not. Okay, guys, if someone knows Vanshdeep, please contact him and tell him that.
I'm here, sir. I'm here.
Okay, Vanshdeep, sorry, I just saw your mail, right? I was too busy with these
Okay,
things.
sir. Okay.
Anyhow, so basically the idea is if you refuse to be a shepherd, you are basically affecting your marks from now on. Okay, so are there any volunteers who have not done shepherding before? Or otherwise I'll start calling names. Aryan, okay, Aryan is one, and Aryan, you will also send me an email after the lecture where you will write the names of other shepherds and yourself. Okay, so Aryan is one. Anyone else? And I will also just mark it in my thing. Aryan, you are from IT or CS2? Yeah, Yashvardhan, please, we'll see. I remember your email now, right? 2030 but not now. IT, okay, Aryan. Because I will note it down now. That who is going to be the shepherd where. So maybe I don't need those emails anymore. Um, because I will now keep a track of who is becoming the shepherd, because this will affect your marks. So Aryan is one. Anyone else who would like to volunteer, or I'll start calling names? If I start calling names and you refuse, you lose marks. Aniket, have you been a shepherd before? Okay, so Aniket is one more. Aniket, which section?
Sir, IT.
Okay, IT. Aniket. Aniket is one more. I have noted it down. Prathmesh, have you been a shepherd before?
No, sir.
Okay, and your section?
Sir, IT.
Pardon? Prathmesh, I didn't hear you.
Sir, my section is IT, sir.
Okay, IT. Prathmesh. I've got 3 shepherds now. Um, any more volunteers? I will pick at least one randomly, but I can take one more volunteer. Okay, so then I will pick two from CS. This will be CS2, right? Okay, CS2. Ashutosh Kumar. CS2. Ashutosh Kumar. See, and if you do not say yes or no, I will put a absent against your name and you will not get today's attendance also. Ashutosh Kumar. Okay, I'm marking Ashutosh as absent then. Rango Meenakshi.
Yes, sir.
So are you ready to be the shepherd?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Rangu, you are Meenakshi, you are one more. I'll pick one more person. Um, Kumar Aryan.
Yes, sir.
So you're there. So you are one of one. You are ready to be a shepherd.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so Kumar, you are the last one. Okay, so we have 5 shepherds. Let us start the discussion. I'm going to share my screen. So let's start with question 1, shepherds. And I'm going to mute myself. Let us start.
So let me start first. So first question is, where do we put condition in while loop? So it is clear from the name, while मतलब starting में ही हम बता देंगे कंपाइलर को कि हमें ये काम करना है, हम कंडीशन ये है, तब हमें लूप चलाना है, तो कंडीशन पहले आ जाएगी. और डू वाइल में नाम से क्लियर है, डू दिस वाइल कंडीशन इज दिस. सो हमें कंडीशन बाद में लगानी है, लूप की बॉडी के बाद लगानी है कंडीशन डू वाइल लूप में. एनी क्वेश्चन अबाउट दिस?
So is it clear or do we have any questions on this?
So okay. Second question is, which loop's body will be executed at least once? So once तो do while की बॉडी एग्जीक्यूट होगी, उसमें हम अपना कोड पहले रन कर देंगे, कंडीशन बाद में चेक करेंगे. नाम से क्लियर है, डू दिस वाइल कंडीशन इज दिस. तो पहले हमारा लूप एग्जीक्यूट हो जाएगा और कंडीशन बाद में चेक होगी. और वाइल लूप के अंदर हम कंडीशन पहले ही चेक कर लेंगे. अगर कंडीशन फॉल्स निकली नहीं करेंगे हम अपने लूप को रन. एनी क्वेश्चन अबाउट दिस?
If you
I
have
want
any
to say
confusion,
something.
please ask. Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, I think when the loop is executing, the condition मतलब जैसे जब loop चल रहा होता है वही वही पे वो कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई, मतलब कि आर्यन ने जब कहा कि पहले लूप चलता है और उसमें बाद में कंडीशन चेक होती है, कि मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जब लूप चलता है उसी टाइम पे वो कंडीशन चेक करता है.
हाँ, तू मतलब
Aryan,
ठीक तो
please.
कह रहा है, लूप चलता है पहले, मतलब लूप की बॉडी तो पूरी चलेगी तो कंडीशन तो अपने आप चेक होगी. बट जो हमारी कंडीशन है वो लास्ट में होएगी. और जो लूप की अंदर का जो हमारा मतलब लूप के अंदर का जो कोड है वो पहले एग्जीक्यूट कर लेगा कंपाइलर. उसके बाद कंडीशन चेक होगी। अगर कंडीशन फॉल्स होगी तो दोबारा लूप नहीं रन करेगा।
हाँ यस यस वही।
अगर नहीं आया तो एक एग्जांपल से समझा सकता हूँ। सोच सोच मैं तेरा कोच हूँ और मैं तुझे बोल रहा हूँ कि इस ग्राउंड के 5 चक्कर लगाने हैं। मैं तेरे को आके बोलूंगा इस ग्राउंड के चक्कर लगाना स्टार्ट कर। जब तू एक चक्कर लगा लेगा उसके बाद मैं तुझे बोलूंगा कि इसके एक चक्कर के बाद रुक जा, तो तू तब रुक जाएगा। तो तूने एक ही चक्कर लगाया होगा ना। और अगर वाइल लूप
हाँ
नहीं, समझ गया क्या?
हाँ हाँ समझ।
बस ठीक।
So anyone has any queries about these concepts? Okay, that like someone had a very valid doubt that is it that when the loop is running, we are checking the condition simultaneously? No, that is not the case. The execution starts, and so it is like step by step. Okay, so these kind of queries, if you have, please ask them now. So is it clear like where exactly does the condition gets checked, and why do we say that do while will always run at least once? Is it clear now to everyone? If you have any query, please ask at this time. Okay, Aryan, please explain once more why why do while runs at least once.
तो देखो यार, नाम से क्लियर है। वाइल लूप में पहले ही उसको बता देंगे वाइल कंडीशन इज दिस, तो तो वो पहले ही चेक कर लेगा कंडीशन। अगर कंडीशन फॉल्स हुई तो वो उस लूप में आगे जाएगा ही नहीं। पर डू वाइल में हम उसको बोल देंगे डू दिस वाइल कंडीशन इज दिस, तो वो पहले स्टार्ट कर देगा बट कंडीशन बाद में चेक करेगा। सो अब आया समझ? अभी क्या नाम है? अभिषेक अब आया समझ? दोबारा बताओ।
हाँ अभिषेक, आप बोल सकते हो। आपकी आवाज थोड़ी धीमी आ रही थी, बट आप बोल सकते हो।
यू आर नॉट ऑडिबल।
अभिषेक, आप अपना अगर हो सके तो टाइप कर दो, क्योंकि आपकी आवाज नहीं आ पा रही है। Yeah, so answer this query. This is a very important query, Shepherds. Whatever Sita has asked, please answer this query.
So I have that answer, sir. Hello,
Yeah, go ahead.
sir. What is the mean loops? It means that the loop will be continued. The condition is satisfied or not. The loop will it will run. By the way, it doesn't care what the condition means, sir. अगर वो condition satisfy नहीं, अगर हमने ऐसा put किया है कि int I, जैसे मैं example देता हूँ सर, कि अगर हमने ऐसा put किया int I इंटीजर सेटिस्फाई किया I को, अगर बाद में हम ऐसा पुट करते कि I लेस देन 5, तो जब तक हम I की वैल्यू 5 से कम रखते तब तक वो लूप कंटिन्यू रहेगा। अगर हम I की वैल्यू 5 से ज्यादा पुट करते हैं।
हाँ, सही बात है। एक बिल्कुल सही बात है कि आपने अगर आई के सीता, आई विल जस्ट आंसर योर क्वेरी। लेट मी क्लैरिफाई दैट टू देम। Okay, so Prerak has already answered, but I'll also answer. So हाँ, तो प्रथमेश, आपका जो सवाल है होगा क्या कि डू वाइल लूप में हम करते क्या है कि हमारा जो सिस्टम है वो क्या है, हम लिखते हैं डू। डू का मतलब डू दीज थिंग्स, राइट? तो ये कुछ आपने स्टेटमेंट लिख के दिए हैं। तो होगा क्या, अभी आपके इस तरह से सोचो कि जो आपकी मशीन है उसको तो बोला गया है कुछ काम करने के लिए, डू दिस, ठीक है ना? अब वो मशीन ने वो काम करना शुरू किया, फिर उसने एंड में जाकर के देखा कि कंडीशन पड़ी हुई है कि जब तक ये कंडीशन ट्रू है तब तक ये काम करते रहो। अब हुआ
यस
क्या कि हो सकता है वो कंडीशन फॉल्स हो। अगर वो कंडीशन फॉल्स है तो एक तरह से देखिए तो आपने मशीन को बेवकूफ बना दिया। You have made a fool out of your machine, that the machine did something but it was not supposed to do that. तो ये हो सकता है डू वाइल में, इवन इफ द कंडीशन इज फॉल्स, राइट फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग, पहले से ही कंडीशन फॉल्स हो तो भी वो एक बार तो एग्जीक्यूट कर जाएगा। जब नीचे पहुंचेगा तो देखेगा अरे ये कंडीशन तो फॉल्स है, तो वो लूप से बाहर आ जाएगा। अगर वो कंडीशन ट्रू रही तो मान लीजिए जैसे आपने कंडीशन लिखी है i इज लेस देन 5, तो अगर सचमुच में i लेस देन 5 है तो लूप वापस शुरू हो जाएगा, यानी यानी वो डू के पास फिर से चला जाएगा, फिर से वो सारे स्टेप्स एग्जीक्यूट करेगा और ये तब तक करता रहेगा जब तक i लेस देन 5 है। लेकिन मान लीजिए i ग्रेटर देन 5 था शुरुआत में ही, तो भी एक बार वो आपके सारे स्टेटमेंट एग्जीक्यूट कर चुका होगा। जब कंडीशन चेक करेगा तो देखेगा कि अरे ये तो फॉल्स था, तो वो बाहर आ जाएगा लूप से। आपको थोड़ा आइडिया लगा कि क्या हो रहा है? बेसिकली
यस
क्या
सर।
है, डू व्हाइल में आप उसको एक बार तो वो लूप इसलिए चल जाएगा क्योंकि उसकी कंडीशन आपने पहले चेक नहीं की। तो डू व्हाइल और व्हाइल में सिर्फ यही फर्क है। व्हाइल में आप उसको कहते हो पहले चेक कर लो ये कंडीशन ट्रू है कि नहीं है, उसके बाद ही काम करो। और डू व्हाइल में कहते हो कि काम शुरू कर दो, कंडीशन बाद में चेक करना। तो क्योंकि आप बाद में चेक कर रहे हो, ये भी हो सकता है कि कंडीशन फॉल्स थी, तो लेकिन कम से कम एक बार तो आपका लूप चल गया होगा। और अगर कंडीशन ट्रू है तो फिर आगे चलता जाएगा। ठीक है?
यस सर।
हाँ। So Sita, did you get your answer? I started with your query, but I started answering someone else. Have you gotten your answer, Sita? Let me check where. Actually, I have to scroll back. Where is it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
She's saying she got her answer.
So Sita, what I'll do is I'll just explain everything in English again, whatever I explained to them, so that everyone can understand. So this is something like this. What happens in a do while loop? Um you basically give some instructions to your computer. You say do something, right? Write some statement, statement A, statement B, statement C, statement D. So what your computer would do, it will simply start executing statement A, statement B, statement C, statement D, and then at the end you say but keep doing this only when this condition is true. So in some ways you've basically fooled your computer. Okay, it was supposed to do something only when a particular condition was true, but with do while it is possible that you basically fooled your computer in some way, that even though the condition is false because the condition was present towards the end of the loop, your computer may have already executed the loop once. Okay, but if the condition is false, from there onwards it will simply exit. In the while loop it is different. In the while loop I ask the computer to test the condition first. If it is fine, only then will it go inside the loop's body. Otherwise, the loop will not be executed. So this is why if at the beginning itself my condition is false, while will never execute, right? Your loop will not execute even once because the condition is false. It will not go inside it. But with do while loop, basically your computer will at least execute it once, even though the condition was false, because the condition is put at the end. Okay. Sita, is it getting clear now? Can you understand why do while will run at least once? Because basically you asked the computer to do something and later you told that you should have done that only if this thing is true. So then the computer cannot do anything. If it has already executed something, it cannot unexecute it. So that is why the instructions will at least be executed once. But from there onwards, it will keep on doing this only when the condition is true. Okay. So let me guys, there are some questions on the chat that I have not read. If you have any more questions, please ask your shepherds.
You can unmute your mic.
Please, if you have any queries, you can ask now, and other shepherds also please contribute. So is it clear? Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, I had a doubt that, for example, we write do equals to do basis. We first initialized a variable I, int I is equal to 0. then we wrote do I is equal to I plus 1 while I is less than 5. So I had a doubt that whether I equals to 5 will be printed or not. Means we write a statement printf I. So in the output whether I equals to 5 will print or not.
No, I equal 5 will not be print because you wrote already that I is less than 5. Then it will not execute that.
But if we look at the flow of execution of the loop, so first, for example, I is equal to 0, then I wrote I is equal to I plus 1 after 2. So it will do now I will become 1, and then it will check while condition that 1 is less than 5, so the loop will again get executed. Then I will become 2. In this way it will get, then when I will become 4, then it will check 4 is less than 5, then again do loop will be executed, and then I will become 5. After that, when it will check the condition that since it is equal to 5 and it is not less than 5, then it will exit from the loop, but our I
No,
has already become 5.
you already wrote I is less than 5. It means that
Let me
I
let me
doesn't
just
allow
write
that I
the
equal to
code,
5.
guys. Let me just write the code in the chat, and so that everyone can understand. Okay, I'm just writing the same code that Ria is saying. I will just write it in the chat. It is like this: I equals 0. From what I understand, do, then there is a braces. You basically say I equal to I plus 1. Then you do printf percent %ei, and then you do this. If I'm not wrong, Ria, this is what your question is. Is this your
Yes, sir.
question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now, Shepherds, look at this code and then answer her query.
Yes, sir. We are written here I is less than 5. It means that I doesn't allow it to be 5. मीन्स जब I की वैल्यू 5 आएगी तो वहां पे कंडीशन ही रॉन्ग हो जाएगी क्योंकि I हमने लेस देन 5 बोला है
तो
तो इसलिए लूप
उसका क्वेश्चन ये है कि क्या printf जो है उसमें कभी I की वैल्यू 5 आएगी या नहीं आएगी, ये उसका क्वेश्चन है। अब आप उसको
नहीं आएगी, नहीं आएगी ही नहीं। हमने पहले ही बोल रखा है कि I की लेस देन 5 चाहिए।
और कोई शेफर्ड इसका आंसर देना चाहेगा?
सर,
गो अहेड।
in return code, when we come on I is equals to 4, then do loop, we enter loop, and when I plus 1 means I become 5, then I is equals to I plus 1, and then printf I means जब हम I जब do loop में आते हैं और I की वैल्यू 4 होती है तो I is equals to I plus 1 की वजह से I 5 हो जाता है और प्रिंट 5 प्रिंट हो जाता है। और जब हम लूप के बाहर आते हैं तो वाइल I 5 हो जाता है ना, तो फिर I 5 लेस देन 5 नहीं होता है, तो फिर लूप फिर से प्रिंट नहीं होता है, तो फिर इसकी वजह से 1 to 5 प्रिंट होता है, 5 प्रिंट होता है सर इसमें।
ठीक है, बिल्कुल। तो होगा क्या प्रथमेश, इसको समझते हैं फिर से। होगा क्या कि देखिए आप so you will be inside the loop how many times? So first time when you enter the loop, i's value is 0, right? It becomes 1 with the help of this I equal to I plus 1, and then you do a printf. Okay, and when you do this printf, the value will be 1, right? But now you go to the while. So the loop has executed once, condition will be checked, 1 is less than 5, so the loop will be executed again. Now it becomes 2, I equal to I plus 1, so it becomes 2. 2 gets printed, you go down, it is still true. 3 gets printed, 4 gets printed. So when I is equal to 4 and this condition is checked while I is less than 5, it is true. So you will go inside the loop once more. This time I will become 5. Printf statement will also be executed. 5 will be printed. But now when you come to while 5 less than 5, this will be wrong. So now your loop will exit. So i's value 5 will actually be printed, but the loop will come out of it from there. Is it clear, guys?
Sir?
Yeah.
Sir, if in this condition we have written that in this condition we have written I is equals to I plus 1 above the printf, and so 1 to 5 will print, and if we write I is equals to I plus 1, then below the
Very
printf,
good.
then
Very
0
good.
to 4 will print.
Yes, very good. So this is a very important point that Aniket said. Because we have put the printf after I equal to I plus 1, this is why 5 will get printed. But if you put the printf before I equal to I plus 1, then I equal to 5 will not be printed. Is it clear now? Why
Yes,
will
sir.
it
And
not?
even
Yeah.
if we put printf after while, then also I equal to 5 will be printed now.
Yeah. So what happens is like this: if you put printf before I equal to I plus 1, the values that will be printed will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it is still run for 5 times only. You got it? But the values will start from 0. If you put the printf after I equal to I plus 1, let me type it here so that you guys can understand. So this is what I have, I equal to 0. You guys can see my screen, right? I mean, whatever I'm typing. This is what I'm saying. I do I equal to Microsoft Word I plus 1, and then I do this printf, and then I do file I is less than 5 on. Okay, so guys, this is the point, that if I interchange this statement with this statement, what will happen? The first time I comes in, it is 0, so I will print 0, it will print 0, then I will become 1, and then we'll check the condition. So essentially this is what happens. So for the first time the loop runs, it will print 0, the second time the loop runs, it will print 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. Now after printing 4 here, it becomes 5. You go here and the condition is wrong, is false, so you come out of it. So is it clear now that what happens if I interchange these two statements? प्रथमेश, आपको समझ में आया कि प्रॉब्लम क्या हो रही है, क्यों i equal to 5 प्रिंट होगा इसमें?
हाँ यस सर, वो आई इक्वल टू आई प्लस 1 बात पहले लिखा है इसलिए प्रिंट हो जाएगा वो 5.
हाँ हाँ, ठीक है. Is it clear to everyone? Okay, anyone who cannot understand the difference, so what will be the output of this and why the output would be so? If anyone has any questions, please ask at this time. We are ready to explain this 10 times, but this it should get cleared in your mind, that why this particular case it will print 1 to 5, and if I interchange printf and I equal to I plus 1 statements, it will print 0 to 4. If it is not clear, please ask now. Yeah, go ahead.
If we use I instead of I equals to I plus 1, I plus plus, then any effect will come on the output?
No, it is the same. It is the same.
Sir, but sir, in the book it is saying that it is a postfix operator.
Yes. So let me tell you what will happen. If you just replace this I equal to I plus 1 with I plus plus, then it doesn't matter. So let me write it. Very good question. I should have put it in the questions. So this statement or this statement or this statement, they are all equivalent. Why they are equivalent? Because basically that is why I wrote in the slides that if you use these statements like this only, I mean without putting them into any expression, then all these three are equivalent to each other. It doesn't matter which one you use.
No sir, but plus plus I will first increase the value, then
Yes. Let me complete. Okay, so what happens is, if you write it like this, it doesn't matter. Okay, so I can replace this statement with this one or this one, there is no problem. Okay, the problem is only when I do it like this. If I have written printf %d I versus I plus plus or plus plus I, now this becomes different. Okay, why? Because this statement is now part of a different statement altogether. Okay, so the point is something like this. This is what I wrote in the slides, right? So let us open up the slides once more so that I can show it to you. But that is for tomorrow, right? Oh, don't let us discuss it tomorrow. This is not for today. Okay, we will discuss this tomorrow. The plus plus operator is for tomorrow. Let us discuss while and do while today. We will discuss it tomorrow. But anyhow, the point is, if you write, but still I would like to say this. If you write it like this, let me use the capital one only. These three are equivalent to each other. Don't get confused that here I so the idea is something like this. The post increment and pre increment are more like use then change and change then use, right? But use where are you going to use it, right? Unless you are not using I somewhere, it doesn't matter, because the use part is it has gone away. Okay, when you are doing something like this, okay, where are you using I? You are not using I at all. But here, if I put it here, right, I am using the value of I, which is becoming which I have to print the value of I. So the value of I is being used somewhere. So this is where the plus plus I and I plus plus become different from each other. Unless you are not going to use the value of I, if you are just going to increment it like this, it doesn't matter. You can use this or this or this, because there is no use here. It is only when the value of I is going to be used in some expression, or it is going to be a part of some function's parameter. So this is a function, library function printf, and you are passing the value of I to it in order to print it. So unless you use the value of I somewhere, I plus 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 I and I equal to I plus 1, they are equivalent to each other. It only becomes a problem when you want to use it. So here, let us say the previous value of I was 5. 5 will get printed, and then I's value will become 6. Similarly, sorry, in plus plus I, it will print 6, increment it from 5 to 6, and then print it. If I make it like this, let me just write it clearly so that you guys understand. Like this. Okay, so now yeah, let us discuss it anyhow. So what will be the output for this now? So the first time it comes here, the value of I was 0. What gets printed is 0, and then it gets incremented to 1. You go and check here. So the 5 values that will be printed will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and when 4 gets printed, its value gets increased to 5. Now when you check it, it becomes false. Okay, now if I replace this with this, now what will happen? The first value that will be printed will be 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5. Okay, why? Because this is the idea. The pre-increment and post-increment operators, and please do this, okay, keep this in mind. If it is becoming confusing for you to understand what does it mean by use, don't use I plus plus and plus plus I for now. Okay, this is one of the most common confusion points for students, especially who are doing it for the first time. Simply use I equal to I plus 1. Okay, that will be much easier for you to understand. So don't use I plus plus and plus plus I for now. As I said, if you are writing it like this, I plus plus, there is nothing on the left, there is nothing on the right, then this is equivalent to plus plus I, which and which is equivalent to I equal to I plus 1. So it is safe to use the plus plus operator like this in isolation. Isolation as in when there is nothing else around it. Then you can, these three are equivalent. But the moment you start putting them somewhere like this, or you do something like this, j equal to I plus plus into 5. So here again I'm using, go ahead.
सर मैं एक्सप्लेन करूं ये?
हाँ, ओके, गो अहेड.
सो अगर किसी को हिंदी से प्रॉब्लम है तो बता दो, मैं इंग्लिश में मतलब इंग्लिश में ऐसे फील सी नहीं आती ना मेरे को.
ओके,
कोई है क्या? चलो ठीक है, मैं हिंदी में बता देता. जो फर्स्ट वाली स्टेटमेंट मैंने लिखी है प्रिंट एफ परसेंट डी आई, इसका मतलब ये है, हम कंपाइलर को कह रहे हैं पहले आई प्रिंट कर दे बाद में प्लस प्लस करियो। और जो सेकंड स्टेटमेंट है प्रिंट एफ परसेंट डी प्लस प्लस आई, हम इसमें कंपाइलर को कह रहे हैं पहले आई को प्लस कर दे उसके बाद प्रिंट करियो, इसलिए इसमें प्लस पहले और आई बाद में। एनीवन चैट में लिख दो यार।
And
हाँ,
again, right, so the point that might be confusing for all of you is what does the term use mean? Okay, this is why it is becoming confusing, right? That if we say use then change or change then use, right? So what is the, so change is easy to understand, right? Change means you are incrementing the value, but what is confusing is what does the term use mean, right? So this is what I am trying to tell you. When will it be used? Let us assume like this, that you are given a particular C statement, and you are the compiler, you are the machine who is going to interpret it. How will you interpret it? Okay, so I plus plus means you know uh, use then sorry, change then use, right? Now you would say, okay, what is use? I don't know, the I is not being used anywhere, right? Where am I going to use the value of I? So okay, ignore the use part, just change and go ahead. Similarly, if you see plus plus I, it says use change then use. So you changed it to 6 and you said, okay, now I have to use it, but use where? There is no place to use it, right? But in certain expressions there will be a place where this value will be used, right? So let us say you are going to multiply I with something, you are going to divide I with something, you are going to pass I's value to some function, you are going to use I for some, for checking some condition. So wherever you are basically going to replace plus plus I or I plus plus with an actual value and then do the computation, there plus plus I and I plus plus differ from each other. But where you are simply saying, I plus plus semicolon plus plus I semicolon, there is no use. Okay, it is just a change. We will have a look at this again, but as I said, please don't be worried too much about plus plus I and I plus plus. Okay, this is a very common confusion. I do not want, I have told you guys before as well that I am not really teaching you C, right? C is a very vast C. I cannot teach you everything in C. It is very difficult to teach C. You have to learn C on your own as you practice. But if there is any part of C that is too confusing for you, like this one, just simply avoid using that in your program. Okay, so if it is still unclear to you what I plus plus and plus plus I are, and don't worry, let me promise this here, a question based on I plus plus and plus plus I will not be there in your exam. Okay, because I don't it by the way, this is the most common question that you will see in any C language programs exam, but I will not ask these questions because this is not my I'm not making you C experts. So in my exams you will not find questions which where plus plus I and I plus plus will have different meanings. Okay, so if it is getting confusing for you, don't worry about it. Just understand that if you are writing them without putting them inside an expression, or you are not going to use them in some function, plus plus I plus plus, I equal to I plus 1, I plus equal to 1, they are all equivalent. Okay, the only place where you, and let me also tell you where people use it. People just use it for shortcuts. Okay, I plus 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 I are just shortcuts. People like me who've been coding for a long time and who've become too lazy to type, we use I plus plus and plus plus I. You can always write your complete program without ever using I plus plus or plus plus I. So as of now, my job is not really to make you C experts. My job is to make you understand how programming works. So if it is still unclear to you what is the difference between plus plus I and I plus plus, we will discuss it tomorrow. Don't worry. Because I want you to understand this. But in the worst case scenario, if you cannot understand the difference between the two, don't get worried. Is it clear, guys? Don't be worried with this. It is not something that is a part of core programming. This is something that is specific to C, C++, Java. I'm not sure which other language has this plus plus operator, but this is specifically to C, C++, Java. It is similar to your format specifiers in printf and scanf. Okay, you don't have to remember them. You can simply check at internet and use them, right? Okay. That is why I never ask questions about why did you use this versus this. In the labs I give you some problems because I have to give you a C problem, and I want you to learn basic Google search. So even in the last week I gave a problem where you needed to use a particular format specifier, but the idea was not really that you should remember it. The idea is you should learn how to do Google search. Okay. Whenever you are given a problem, learn what to search on the internet. If you don't learn this, it is going to be a very difficult task for you to be a programmer. So your lab is always going to be a place where you will have a problem, and you'll need to learn the skills of searching the internet and finding the solutions. But otherwise, I am not interested in teaching you C. Okay, I am interested in teaching you programming. So I plus 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 I isn't it is not a programming thing. Okay, it is mostly a C, C plus plus Java thing. So don't get too much worried, but still practice this as much as possible, because when you tell someone that I know C or I know C++, then if they give you a question to answer, this is a very common question. The difference between plus plus I and I plus plus. So do practice at your own time, okay? But don't be worried. So sorry, I always take up more limelight than the shepherds. I am a limelight, capturer or whatever. So okay, sorry. Yeah, sorry, shepherds. Let us go back to our questions again. I'll just scroll up. This is a very important question. Please discuss this question number 3. The fourth one is not really that important a question. So if you can simply discuss question 3, I'm happy. So start. Yeah, yes, you can start with. Oh, yes, are you a shepherd? Sorry, I'm sorry. Who are the shepherds? I forgot. Aryan, you are one. Prathmesh, you are one. Who are the other shepherds who has not spoken
Yes, sir.
anything till now? So
So,
you guys, please, yeah, you guys please stay silent. The other shepherds, please speak up now.
तो जैसे लिखा है कि इसमें डू वाइल एक टाइम ज्यादा चलता है, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं होता, क्योंकि डू वाइल में जो है कंडीशन जो हम देते हैं वो लास्ट में चेक होती है, लेकिन लूप उसी हिसाब से चलता है जैसे स्टेटमेंट हम लोग लिखते हैं। और वाइल में कंडीशन पहले चेक हो जाती है, लेकिन स्टेटमेंट तो वही रहते हैं जो डू वाइल में दिए हैं, तो दोनों लगभग बराबर ही चलते हैं। बस हम लोग को ऐसा फील होता है कि अलग अलग चलते हैं।
Guys, if you have a query about this, please ask, because this is a very common misconception related to while and do while. So please ask.
कंडीशन ट्रू है तो दोनों बराबर चलेंगे, अगर कंडीशन फॉल्स है तो डू वाइल एक बार जरूर चलेगा।
डू वाइल एटलीस्ट वंस चलेगा।
हाँ, सारे आईटी वाले अंदर जवाब दे रहे हैं। सीएस वालों क्या हो गया यार, तुम भी बोल लो कुछ।
Rango Meenakshi, there is one more shepherd. Why are you not speaking up? Please speak something. You have to answer this, Rango Meenakshi. The question that is there, question 3. Are you there? Okay. See, I have to give everyone some benefit of the doubt, and I assume my students are, uh, they are being honest with me. So I assume Meenakshi is having some issues. Okay, so other shepherds can ask. Other shepherds can answer. So by the way, does anyone have a query about it? So this is a common misconception. Never get into this misconception that do while always runs one more time as compared to while. The point is do while runs at least once. Okay, so if the conditions that you have for your loop, it is meant to be if the loop is meant to be executed for one or more times. Okay, so Himanshu has a question. Let me see. The shepherds, please answer Himanshu's question. Himanshu, this is actually a syntax error. So your minus thing has to be associated with a variable. I by 2 is not a variable. I is a variable. Okay, does that make sense? The minus, so it's like this. Whenever you write minus minus, it means something like this. Minus is a short form for what? Let us say you have written x minus minus. It is a short form for x equal to x minus 1. So unless you can have values for x, okay, this you can see that based on the left hand side, it has to be a variable whose to which you have to you have to put a put I answered this, Himanshu, because I thought it might be a bit difficult for the shepherds. Sorry, again in their territory. But the reason I did it is because it might be too confusing, and plus we lectures. If you don't understand this, your programming things will never go up, and your flight
Sir,
will not be.
you were not audible for the last like 15 seconds, 10, 15 seconds.
Sorry. Uh, so yeah, so is it audible? Are you audible now? Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, now it's audible.
Sorry. Uh, okay. So I'm saying that please make sure that you understand today's lecture and tomorrow's lecture. It is not necessary that you ask your queries from me. Ask it to your friends. Discuss it with your friends. It is very important that you understand these loops. Okay, loops are the heart of programs. If you understand how loops are written, maybe half of the programming you have already learned. Let me be very frank. Okay, more than half of the programming is done by the time you learn loops, because now you will have tools in your hands with the help of which you can basically write anything. Okay, so in the programming world, there are two things that you need in order to write any logic. It is sequencing and branching. The moment you understand how sequencing and branching works, you can basically write any logic. Okay, so all you need to know is how to branch from a particular location if a particular condition is true. If you know how to write this in any programming language, you are able to do any program in that particular language. Okay, it might not be very efficient, but you can write it. Okay, so this part, how does loop works, how does if condition works, if you are able to do, if you are able to understand this, basically my job as a teacher in this subject is done.
No audio, sir.
Sir, you are not audible again.
रुक जाओ जरा, सबर करो।
करा रहा है, सबर बताना जरा।
हेलो सर।
साई सर को मेल कर दे।
लीव मार दिया सर।
अब तो क्लास भी खत्म हो गया, चलो।
लीव कर दिया सर, दोबारा ज्वाइन कर रहे होंगे
वो
थोड़ी देर।
जरा अजीब
अगर
बात
नहीं
है।
आएंगे तो छोड़ देना क्लास, दूसरे में चले जाना।
सर आ
रुक
जाएंगे
तो जाओ।
वापस, क्या टेंशन ले रहा है। नीलू मैम का क्लास करने के लिए एकदम तत्पर रहता है।
कोई कह तो रहा था भी रुको, जब जरा सब्र करो, कर लो फिर।
हाँ कर लो भाई, मैंने कहा था कर लो।